Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing just a little bit of an update on where I'm at with my data analytics course from Google. So I'm on the third module, so I guess it's broken down into 8 modules total, and each module has like about, I don't know, I think the first couple had like 7 weeks maybe, but all the other ones have 5 weeks. And so how I'm breaking it down for me now that I'm getting back into it is that I'm doing 1 week. It says, so each module has like weeks. So it breaks up the curriculum down into weeks, and I'm doing 1 week a day. And I figure by then I'll be done before the year's over, because I just want to be done with it. I like to break things down like that because it's what I did in graduate school. It's how I got through graduate school, because there were times where I'd get so like unmotivated to do stuff, and having things broken down to where I know what I'm doing each day and I can see the end goal and when that end goal will be helps to keep me motivated. So basically I just finished the 3rd week today, and I'll be doing the 4th week tomorrow, which the 4th week is about cleaning data, I think. No, storing data. I don't know. It's something that sounds really easy, but hardest part for me so far in this course is SQL, of course, because like I told you in the beginning, this is the part of data analytics that I do not know. I do not know SQL. I do not know Python. I do not know R. I do not know any of this stuff. Data itself, interpretation of data, running statistical analysis, how to organize it, how to store it, data ethics, all that stuff, I know it because I spent 6 years studying it already. Heck, if you add the little bit of research courses that I did for my clinical program, hell, maybe it's 7 years, because I did those 2 programs together at the same time. Anyway, so basically I have a lot of training in data. I know how to use it, but these technologies I don't know. So I sound like an old person. These technologies I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, that's why I'm doing the course. Basically, it's just to learn that. And that's hard for me because so today, for example, I did the last, like every week has a weekly challenge, which is like the big test. And it's usually like 8 or 10 questions. It's not a big deal. But like, and they let you take it as many times as you need to. So I got all the questions right the first time, except for the last question. So the last question was SQL, like a SQL question. You had to put like little syntax in and things like that to get the right answer. So I'm like, I could swear that I was doing it right. So you put select, and then you put a little asterisk, and then you press enter, and then you select space asterisk enter, then from space, whatever the table was called, then where space whatever you're looking for. So basically you're selecting, I select like asterisk, which means all of the data. I still don't really understand that, because if I'm looking for not all the data but a specific part, what do I put then? I'm sure I'll learn that later. But anyways, that's what I'm doing now. And then from is like the name of the table. So the question was something like, how many people live in Berlin in the table, in the customers table or whatever? How many customers live in Berlin? And so I assume that the table was called customers. So that's what I put there from the from part. And then in the where part, I put where equals Berlin. Wait, no, where city equals Berlin, because the city was Berlin. And it kept telling me there's no column called Berlin. And I was like, I know, I'm looking for the city. So then I said, okay, where equals city? And it's like, there's no column called city. And I'm like, yes, there is a column called city. I know that for a fact because the question is asking me that. And so then I'm like, okay, where equals I'm like, it has to be where city equals Berlin. I'm like, this is the logical thing for me that makes sense. So it has to be this. And I keep putting it in and it keeps telling me, no, that's not right. And then so I'm finally like, screw it. I'm just going to guess what the answer is because it's a multiple choice question. And then I obviously got that question wrong. So I failed the whole test, which was only 8 questions. And so but the good thing about it is that when you do fail the test, it tells you obviously what you got wrong, but it won't give you the answer. It will tell you where to go for reference. So it linked a video that I had watched earlier, and I just fast forward the video to the part where she's putting in where. All I was missing was the freaking single, what is it called? Quotation marks around Berlin. So where space equals where, where space, city space equals space, single quotation, Berlin, single quotation, enter, and I get the right answer. The table pulls up the information for me. So that's the part about SQL that I don't like, is that like you have to be exactly right in how you're typing things, or else it'll just like say, nope, error, you're doing it wrong. It's like, no, this is right. Well, you might be missing a space. You might be missing an equal sign. You might be missing a little quotation mark. It's just like crazy to me. But anyways, so that's the part that I struggle with right now, is just learning SQL. And also it's making me think, like, do I really want to be a data analyst then? Or do I really want to go into this field? Because if it's this nitpicky about what I'm typing in, I'm not going to always remember like the little quotation marks or the spaces or whatever. I'm not going to always remember that. Like, this is crazy to me. But then I'm like, with every new thing, especially as you get older, it's hard to learn, especially when you're learning it online and there's nobody with you to like walk you through it. So I just have to give myself some grace and some patience, but I'm not a patient person. So when I'm not getting something, I'm just like, I'm done. So I don't know. I might have spent like 10 minutes on that question alone, just trying to figure out what am I typing in wrong. But yeah, so if you do take this course and you find yourself putting in syntax and you're like, I swear this is right, what am I doing wrong? What could I possibly be doing wrong? Just guess the answer, and then it will reference you to, like, when you get the question wrong, it'll reference you to the video where that person, the instructor, is putting in the syntax for an example, and you'll probably be like, oh, I forgot to type those 2 things or that one thing or whatever. Other than that, like, it showed me Sandbox, what is it called? Sandbox BigQuery on the Google Cloud, I think. I don't know, all these words. And I'm not understanding it that much. I understood it enough to do the exercises, kind of. Like, some of the exercises was telling me to do stuff that just wasn't in the query. And like, I know it said like earlier in the lesson that some of the stuff had changed or whatever. And so I was just like, well, maybe it's not there anymore. And so that was frustrating. So basically the most frustrating part of this course to me is just like the data, like technology stuff, which is the whole point. So is it frustrating? Yes. But I got through today. I got through that week's lesson. So I got through today. I'll just keep getting through it. And just like with anything, you practice it. I remember when I was in grad school and I wasn't getting stats, and boy, oh boy, did that drive me nuts. But I was able to find resources online to help me get through it, to help me figure it out, and help me figure out SPSS. And I kind of feel like I'm having flashbacks from that. And I got through it and I did it. And like, now I can use SPSS with like, no big problems. So I feel like, and if I do run into a hiccup, I can figure out how to find the answer to that issue. So I feel like eventually, the more I play with it, the more I do stuff with it, I will understand this and it will be no big deal to me at all. So yeah, just if you are in this course now and you're frustrated, I'm frustrated too, don't worry. But you'll get through it, I'm getting through it, and we'll get through it together. All right, that's all I wanted to share today, and thanks for watching. Bye.